Eddie Hearn says there's no reason why Leonard Ellerbe and Team Tank Davis shouldn't reach out to fight Devin Haney. And I agree. I thought that Devin Haney looked lackluster in his last fight against Linares. And off the back of that, shouldn't Tank Davis be feeling even more confident of beating Devin Haney? I think so. So why are Mayweather Promotions, Ellerbe, etc. so reticent to make that fight? What's going on there? They are in the Al Heyman camp, I guess, because even though it's Mayweather Promotions, don't they fight under the PBC banner? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't. Or do they have some kind of association with PBC? I have to imagine they do. Even if that's not the case, they still move like PBC. They're very insular. They prevent their fighters from taking opportunities, sometimes great opportunities. You remember a couple years ago when Gervonta Davis and Mayweather fell out? Gervonta Davis was desperate to get out of his contract. He was even going to Twitter asking people, how do I get out of my contract? So, in fact, that's what I recall anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear I recall him saying specifically, how do I get out of my contract? Or, words to that effect. Or he was certainly trying to get fights, which Team Mayweather didn't want him to take. Let's just put it that way. So that's how Mayweather Promotions seem to be. Insular, just like the PBC. I see no reason why they shouldn't take the Devin Haney fight. Makes perfect sense. It's a good fight. Something I'd like to watch. So what's the holdup? What's the problem? Now, Devin Haney has not re-signed with DAZN yet. And Eddie Hearn says Devin Haney will re-sign with DAZN. Again, that's Eddie Hearn's words. Doesn't necessarily mean it's true. But according to Eddie Hearn, Haney will re-sign with DAZN, but he just doesn't want to give Team Davis any excuse for not fighting him. Because they could say, oh, well, you're tied to DAZN. We don't want to go through with that fight. You have to cross the street. All that nonsense. Well, Haney's in a position right now where he can cross the street. You see? One thing I will say, though, is crossing the street might not be so simple, even in Devin Haney's position, because they might want to tie you in for several fights. I mean, that's apparently what I heard they proposed to Canelo Alvarez when he was trying to make the Caleb Plant fight. They initially apparently wanted him for 3 fights. I guess that would be 2 against Plant and then 1 against somebody else, assuming that he beats Plant first time and Plant wants a rematch. So with Devin Haney being nowhere near as big a fighter economically, financially as Canelo Alvarez, he doesn't have that kind of clout in the industry. It's possible that they would want him for even more fights than they wanted Canelo for. Maybe they want Devin Haney for a 5-fight deal, 4-year deal. If he wants the Tank Davis fight, which doesn't make sense for Devin Haney. Devin Haney and his dad, Bill, made it quite clear that one of the reasons they signed with DAZN and Eddie Hearn is because of the freedom that deal gave them to be able to promote or co-promote their own fights and shows and what have you, and not to get tied down to long-term contracts. That's one of the reasons that they took that deal. So for them to then go and sign, and again, I don't know if they're going to be offered anything like this by Mayweather Promotions or PBC or whoever, but I'm just going on deals that other fighters have been made. And based on that, it certainly wouldn't surprise me if Devin Haney hasn't already, then he may in the future be offered some type of long-term deal with Mayweather Promotions, PBC, etc. in order to secure that Gervonta Davis fight. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Do you reckon that this is one of the stumbling blocks potentially, that they want Devin Haney to sign to a multi-fight deal? Do you think they would be willing to just do a 1-fight or 2-fight deal where Haney fights on whatever network, Showtime, Fox, whatever, and then comes back to DAZN afterwards? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And let's be real, the way that certainly PBC, but I want to extend it to Mayweather Promotions as well, the way they're going on, the way they're carrying on is bad for boxing. We need cross-promotional deals to be done. All this insular stuff, keep it in-house, this incestuousness, it's not good. We need to have more look, there are cross-promotional fights, but we need more of them, and we need more of them between the marquee names. But then it becomes all about business. This is why you have PBC acting the way they do, and Showtime, Mayweather Promotions acting the way that they do, because they're scared of losing the long-term money from a cash cow if he catches an O. You know, particularly somebody like Gervonta Davis, who's still undefeated. They want to preserve that zero, right? Mayweather Promotions. Mayweather believes in preserving the zero. Plenty of his fighters obviously didn't manage to, but he hasn't really had a star before like Gervonta Davis, has he? Gervonta Davis is the biggest star Mayweather Promotions has had so far. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below.